So hello everyone, my name is Larry from Agora High School, and today my topic is an application that combines learning and games to make learners keep interested in language and culture. Um, so let's first talk about language and different cultures. So the importance of learning a language is beyond question. Language is not just a tool. It helps us to understand the world. It helps us to share different perspectives with others and see the world with fresh eyes. And there's approximately 43% of the people of the world's population are bilingual. That's about like 3.3 billion bilingual people worldwide. And about 30 million people have attempt to learn a new language. And learning a new language can provide more educational and job opportunities and allow people to connect with individuals from the different parts of the world. And 21% of the people have missed a career opportunity because they didn't know a second language. So why are this many people learning a new language and culture is it really benefits you. So there are some benefits of learning a new language and culture. It provides you with not only knowledge, but also experience, and it will improve your confidence. So if you knew a new language or culture, you have to talk with someone with that language, and that really boosts your confidence, and it gives you a better global mindset. So if you learn different language and different culture, when you think a question, you don't just think from one perspective, you think of from lot of different perspectives, and it gives you more and better choices, where I would say opportunities for like job opportunities and education opportunities. And 9 out of 10 people believe learning a new second language is important. And of those who did not learn a second language, 70% of them regret to do so. So the reason why I picked this topic is I like to travel around the world, and I am really interested in learning different language and cultures. And I start learning language and cultures, different language and cultures. And I know a lot of people, and I feel like the people who knows more language and cultures, they really have a global mindset. They can think stuff from really special and different perspectives. And so my application is about Japanese for this one, because I personally like anime and I like Japanese culture. And so I keep learning Japanese, and while I'm learning it, and also I learn with my friend, we find something that is like make people struggle when they learn a new language. People always struggle. It's really fun to learn something at the beginning, but it gets really bored when you get deep in. So what I mean is, like, at first you learn a new language and culture, it's fresh, it's new for you, and you'll feel like excited. But really, when you learn about like half a year long, it's all just same grammar and vocabulary, and you're learning something like the culture that is totally different from your countries. It really like confuses you and make you want to give up really easy. So, and there's also some old like textbook materials, so like people wants to study by themselves, and they bought a textbook, they're trying to study, and the textbook are like haven't update, some textbook haven't updated for like 20 years or 10 years, and those cultural stuff is really not modern, and it can really like confuses you a lot. So and that happens to me and my friends too, and other people I know who learned language and is currently learning it. It's really boring you. And there's some learning tools right now. It's like they say it's like a tool, but it's like still it's just memorizing those flashcards. And the only fun part is maybe you got a point if you memorize this word, and that's basically it. So I was thinking, like, why can I just not combine the game method and learning those language and culture together to make it more fun? So there it is. I create this project, and so game and language plus together, I think is the best solution, because player can learn with interest, with fun. That's the best solution. So this is a poster of my game. And what I used is Unity. That's a platform. It's a well-known platform for making a game. A lot of people use it. People are familiar with it. There's other platform like RPG Maker. Those are still good platform, but it's not really well known and people might confuse using them. And also I use Unity Asset Store. It's a good place to find some resources. For example, when I make the game, I need a lot of tile maps. I can find those sources from the Unity Asset Store, and the language I use to code this game is C#, and the topic is about Japanese. So there's some features about my game. So there are about 13 different things to let the player to explore and to learn more about different countries. As you can see, that's like a big tutorial of the gamers. So it's like 13 different things, including Japanese company, Japanese restaurant, Japanese school, city, street, arcade, sushi restaurant, a lot of different things. And usually textbook won't be this detailed. There's a lot really detailed culture. And also there's a lot cultural items to interact. So what I mean is, like, for example, you can talk where you can find this, for example, this tree, and it tells you, oh, this tree is only in Japan, what type of tree it is. And then Japanese people, like, how do they grow, help the tree to grow and stuff. And there's also a lot of cultural decorations you can see from those. It looks like just like Japanese building, where some Japanese traditional like room. And also you have a lot of characters to talk with, and by talking to those characters, you can learn more about Japanese culture and stuff. And there are different buildings you can enter, so it's not just like player just walking around in one thing, but with multiple things. And also you can gain items. I'll show you guys the demo later, but let me show you guys some important components of my game first. So the first one is building manager. So what this does is basically to let the player to enter a room and leaves the room, like a building. So when you do that, a panel will show up, tells you the building information. For example, you want to enter this big giant building. It tells you, okay, this is, for example, Japanese company, and then some famous Japanese company are blah, blah, blah. And then some just cultural information, some Japanese in there to teach player the Japanese too. And then a while loop, of course, is important because it's just multiple prompts. And then mouse down is just basically you click the mouse to if there's multiple prompts. And then there's also a music manager we'll talk about later. And then the game manager is just basically access the data in other scenes, because Unity doesn't auto save your data. It's really important when you transition the scene, you have to save your data to another scene. And this is the music manager. So for every single thing, they have their own music. And because this game is a 2D game, so it requires a really low performance requirements. So for example, if you switch to sing, it's just like 0.5 seconds, and it could really feel abrupt. So I was thinking to add a timer and a loading bar and also a background image, like this, to make the player can also see a background of Japanese city, and also it doesn't feel that abrupt. And then the music will fade out during the transition, during the loading bar appears, and fades back in afterwards. And the background image changes based on the building player enters. So let me show a quick demo of my game to give you guys a better understanding. Let's see this. Yeah, so this is the demo of my game. I think you guys can see it. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let me just stop sharing this. Yeah, so this is like a main menu of my game. You see the background is Japan. This is one of the most famous Japanese mountain. And so because the time issue, I'm just gonna show you guys the first floor. There should be a back storyline for this game, but I'm just gonna skip that to just show you guys my feature, the feature of the game. So the first feature is the searchable objects. So what I mean is, give me 1 second. Let me just office school first. Home. Just go to main menu and click start. Click the one thing. So that's start a game. That's the background asset, and then that's the loading bar. So that's just a quick story to make the game more fun. I just add like some story, just saying, mom is being mad to their kid that is not doing well in school and doesn't really like to learn Japanese, got a bad grade at Japanese. And there's a lot of stuff you can search. So let me just skip to this place. So first you can talk to some NPCs. So what I mean is you see this character coming by, and then when you get closer, you can click talk. And this NPC tells you some cultural stuff. This is about Japanese cosplay culture. It tells you what cosplay is. It's a job in Japan. It's popular. It's really popular. People makes a lot of money doing cosplaying. And there's also Japanese big event, Anime Expo, and you can learn a lot during the conversation with the NPCs. And also you can just some searchable objects. For example, you search this, it tell you kuruma, that means car in Japanese. And then you can also tell you A86 is a really classic Japanese car. And there's some other cultural stuff. Let me just walk here. I believe here some really detailed cultural stuff. This is maple leaf, but I like sakura better because it's Japanese national flower, and it also like teaches you a lot of Japanese people got hay fever because there's way too many sakura and trees, and then it's really easy to get hay fever. And then also you can get items in this game. So what I mean is, for example, playing is searching around, and then it says, oh, there's a vending machine. So that's the Japanese of vending machine. And then it seems stock, just more fun for the game. And if you open your bag, you find this. This is a really popular, really popular Japanese drink. Kids really likes it, and then it's really popular. And then also some buildings you can enter. For example, this is a shop I added to make the player learn about more Japanese food. So if you go to the shop, this is we have stuff. So you can see some Japanese ramen, some noodle, Japanese bento, some barbecue, beef. You can learn a lot of cultural stuff in here, and also Japanese. And the last, I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by the building. So that's technically a building thing, but there's other building things. So for example, like what I said, the Japanese company. So when player keep exploring, they find out, oh, this is a cool building. And you see there's another NPC here, but I'm not gonna talk to him. We're just gonna enter the building. It's huge. It looks like company. So that's the Japanese company. And when you enter, there it is. The player can still do the same thing, explore, talk to those NPCs. Japanese companies sometimes get really tired, especially in big city like Tokyo. The speed is really fast. You get tired easily, and then you have to work overtime, so it's sometimes stressful. It can tell you a lot like cultural difference and new information. So let me stop sharing this screen and then share this one back. Yeah, so that's a quick demo of my game. And after I'm making this game, I did an experiment. So I find people from internet, my friend, from people from Discord, Reddit, to do a experiment. So I sent them the game and let them do the first floor. And I asked them, so how many things are new to you from this game? Because I don't want to make a game that obviously everyone knows those information. Like Japanese people speak Japanese. That's like obvious, right? So I divide people to 5 groups. One is no previous knowledge, or second is live or been to Japan or travel to Japan. So it's like anime fans, but they never learned Japanese before, and Japanese beginners and Japanese people. And there are about 53 objects you can search in the first floor. And you can see people have no previous knowledge. There's like about 48 new things they never know. And obviously Japanese, there's only like, I guess, 2 things. And from this experience, I think, okay, my game actually teaches people new stuff. So I want to make sure it actually teaches them and make them like memorize it. So I did another experiment. So it's like a small quiz to test your knowledge after playing the game. And from here we can see, so there's about 22 questions. And then after playing the game, people have no previous knowledge can get like 16 out of them right. And then some anime fans can get like even higher, and Japanese beginner even higher. So it's a really big improvement. And here's just some question for like example problems for the quiz. Like, what is senpai such a big deal in Japan? And you just say like they're the only people that you don't need to speak to at your work, where like they're usually higher level, higher age. You should show your respect to them, something like that. And for my future plan, I'm thinking to add more cultural and language informations to make the player to learn more while playing the game. Thinking about to add more things and add more searchable object to let them search, or maybe more characters to let them talk to. And I'm thinking about making a series with more and more countries and find people and there more and more countries with culture and language. So like I'm thinking to make Chinese language and culture game, American Chinese culture and language game, even Australia, Korea, Europe, like many, make it like a series. And then I also want to improve like more advanced interaction with the player and more advanced UI to just basically let the player have more fun while playing the game. And so the conclusion is just basically learning new language and culture is really, really important. It really can benefit you a lot. And also the way to learn is really, I would say, it's very important, because if you really like the language but if you're learning in a wrong way, it can really hurt you. But if you're learning in a correct way, makes you not bored, and you feel like you can learn a lot, then yeah, it's really important. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, you can ask me or email me, or if you want to try, you can actually download my game from this website. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a great presentation with demo, and it's very nice.
Thank you.